Hello and welcome back to another event video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. Today we're looking at the All Saints Wake 2025 event and specifically its rewards. For a full storyline video, we'll probably do that later, but we're not going to show the storyline for the benefit of letting you enjoy that. But let's hope it is more than just a couple of minutes of turn-ins. To actually take part in this then, you need to go over to Miketo's Amphitheater in Old Gridania. This is something you can teleport to from New Gridania if you're new to the game, and at the amphitheater is where Frights of Fancy will start, the level 15 and above quest. That is the restriction to actually take part in this. You'll see that as you go into the actual area, you'll see the pumpkin-headed apparition, and basically this quest will reward you eventually with the brand new mount. So let's go through this. And once you've finished with the first quest, which is actually quite good, we actually get the second quest, which will give us the Ambulario mount. And in this second half, you're tasked with going to various NPCs and deciding if they want a trick or a treat. So basically, it's trick or treat, and you have to decide what the NPC wants. It's pretty awesome, actually. I'm enjoying this. And with that turn in, we get ourselves the mount. I've got to say, it's not exactly what I wanted from a seasonal event, but I did actually enjoy this a lot more than the previous seasonal events. And I do like the idea of being able to go back to the costume party, right? And Shady Smock has new items for us to get. We get ourselves the Void is back in town as an achievement. And yeah, we can go back to the Unusual Usher to take us into Sneaky Hollow, or we can talk to the Genial Geyser to take us into the Haunted Manor. So there's lots of GPOs of potentiality. We are, of course, getting our mount, so we'll go and look at that in a second. But there's also, if we talk to Shady Smock just outside, who is the vendor, you won't be able to see this until you've completed the quest, bear that in mind. You can get the Feastful All Saints Wake advertisement for this year for 2,000 gil. This will likely cost real life money next year, so make sure you get this or a bunch of these if you wish to. You can also get the Magic Prism Pumpkin if you want to for 2 gil. Okay, firstly, let's look at the housing item then. The Feastful All Saints Wake advertisement. It says a hand-painted notice advertising the mischief and mayhem of an All Saints Wake pass. This is obviously the previous year's artwork they used for the Lodestone page, if you were wondering. This will likely be placed on the cash shop for real money next year in time for that particular event for next year's All Saints Wake, and it looks like that in the game. The further away from it, the better it looks, obviously, because up close it's going to be quite pixelated. In terms of a size comparison with your character, it's pretty decently sized, honestly. A lot of these in the past have been varied size, some of them smaller than others, and if you really like this artwork, now you can have it for free, effectively, by playing the game before next year, when it will probably go, like we say, onto the cash shop. So definitely pick that up if you want it. Alright, here we are in my favourite place in the entire game to film, the Azim Step. It's a little bit cloudy today, but that's absolutely fine. At least we've got sunshine. So this is the Ambulario mount that was added in this event. It says, summon forth your Ambulario and ride in the delightfully fiendish spirit of All Saints Wake. Designed in the fiendish likeness of the Impresario, the leader of a continental circus, this automaton incorporates an enchantment which allows it to weave festive glamours. Its head also produces a satisfyingly sonorous bonk when struck for a more mundane sort of amusement. The hidden text on the patch icon says, "Hello there, pumpkin. Enjoying the festivities, I hope." A quote there of a Continental Circus publicist. And there's actually 2 action buttons for this. We've got treat and trick. So if you were wondering if we were just going to get one of them, which originally on the dev blog, I thought we were just going to get the treat. We get both trick and treat, which are obviously not practical things. They don't do damage or anything like that. They're just cosmetic things. And yeah, so the mount looks like this, which does the Mandragora squeak, which is familiar, right? It's clearly a reskin of a Mandragora. And does the as it runs away. But the best thing about this is both your first and second action button. We've got treat and then we've got trick. So number 1. where candy rains from the sky, which is obviously reminiscent of a quest when you have to choose whether or not the person would like a trick or a treat. And then number 2 is the trick. And the trick this time is to rain gourds on people. Lots of pumpkins fall upon the ground, which look to be like 2D images by the looks of it. Look. Yeah, it's a 2D effect. Same with the presents, I think. It's very cool, though. Very happy with this one, personally. Even though it is a reskin, I know people will dislike that. And of course, being a reskin, it has the same animations as a Mandragora. It flippy flappies around. I'm never mad about that animation anyway. And flying through the air, it's going to flippy flap its little wings, quote unquote. Yeah, at this point, it's magic. You know, it can fly however it wants to. It's a happy little fellow, isn't it? I'm quite happy to have this one in our collection, but you knew I was going to say that. I'm biased when it comes to mounts and minions. I just love collecting them. I do think that the event this time was excellent. It probably wasn't the best. I still prefer some of the early events where you had, you know, duties where you had to do something, almost like a dungeon that we had for Valentiones, but it was still not the worst event that I've seen in the past couple of years at all. Very happy with this one. Very cool. And you can also do the effects in midair, which is something that not every mount can do. Not every mount is allowed to use its action buttons whilst flying, but you can on this one. Very cool. Super happy with this one. Anyway, I have to say, it is much more impressive to me when you actually have instances relating to a seasonal quest. I think it definitely gives a much better quality standard. And yeah, it just feels nicer to have both the Haunted Manor in this new updated version with mounting, lovely G-pose shots, lots of things to explore, lots of Easter eggs to find, but also that of Sneaky Hollow, which in itself is one of my favorite things they've ever done with a Halloween event. And it looks awesome. I absolutely love it. And yeah, what's not to love? There's lots of G-pose situations in here, lots of pictures that can be taken, lots of stands that you can put your character next to. And of course, yeah, this is something that I wish was here more often, but it is a great opportunity to go in here and take some fantastic pictures. Look at the mist on there. Yeah, once again, much like last time, this never fails to impress. There is also a costume party going on, so if you want to further, you know, accentuate your fun with what costumes you're wearing for G-pose, you totally can do by coming over here and talking to the various NPCs. There is the pumpkin-headed apparition, and it will tell you all about this. And if you talk to the imp, they will transmogrify you as you wish. There is actually a new window for this year as well. So as opposed to last time where it was just like lots of different options, they've tidied the UI up so much. It is such a lovely thing. You get a silhouette of who you're transforming into, so you can kind of guess, you know, Meryl Webb, you know, etc. And you can scroll through. It's so much nicer. And of course, you've got Heavensward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and now Dawntrail NPCs. So if you wanted to be Woot Klamat, you totally could. You can be, obviously, Kona. You can be Kryl. And I think that's Kryl in Pictomancer form. And also Hyuran Man. Watch this. So you press this, and immediately you are, yeah, Dave Final Fantasy 14 himself, you know, John Final Fantasy, if you wish to. So you can go and do the various emotes you normally would, like a dote or something, and see what it looked like with the actual Warrior of Light doing that stuff, which is pretty cool, honestly. There's a lot of potentiality here for fun and messing around with other people. And if you wanted to dress up as your favorite characters from this or previous expansions, you totally can. So there we go. Honestly, I really enjoyed this event. And if you want to, you can go to the Haunted Manor as well, and the unsavory imp rather will appear once you finish your quests in the main hall of Hawk Manor, and you'll see that it has exactly the same UI. I really love this UI. I would love to see this transfiguration option outside of this event somewhere else. It is so cool. And we deserve it. This is so cool. I don't want it to disappear. You know what I mean? I don't want it to disappear. I want this to stay. It's so good. It's so good. I don't want this to leave. I really don't. It's too cool. Was it as good as previous events where you had, you know, an activity to do where you were like doing a duty or something? Probably not. Will we ever see those probably come back? I don't know at this point. But I much prefer a quest that has stuff to do in it that gives you something to do and places to go. It's like with the jumping puzzle that we had in the previous event. That was actually really, really good. A lot of people loved the boat in Costa del Sol, and a lot of people wish it had never gone, myself included. And that's the sort of thing you want. You want people to think, oh, right, you know, I've got a limited time to do this, I should do this. But at the same time, you want people to wish that it stuck around for a long time. Yeah. Very cool stuff. I'm going to have hours of fun with this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Also, can we just agree on something? Shady Smocks emote. I've seen this for however many years running now, and we still don't have this in the game. I don't know if we'll ever get that, but I need that emote so badly. I don't know why we don't have it yet, but I'm still jealous of Shady Smock. I don't know what she's doing, but damn. Okay.